Hello, everybody. This is Noah and John, and we are from UrbanDigs, and it is Friday. So you're going to get your weekly Manhattan market update. John, I'm looking at supply. It looks like it's still going up at 72.84. Show me that chart.
72.84 is the number, Noah. That is a 1% higher than it was last week, and that's the trend for supply. It is creaking ever so slowly higher.
Yeah, and we're going to go dig deep into that a little bit and see what's going on and why that's happening. We'll get to that in just a second. Let's first move on to the measure of Manhattan pending sales. That's our demand measure, came in at 49.28. We look like we're about to break that 5 handle. Johnny, show me that chart.
Yeah, and 49.28 is the number. That's 3.6% higher than the week before. And if we're saying supply is creaking its way up, demand measured by pending sale, it's absolutely a well-oiled machine. It just is streaking up.
Yeah, and as long as there's 400 deals going into contract a week, and those are the weeklies, which we'll get to in a second, that number is going to be pressured up. So, if you want to look for a clue that that's going to turn around, you go to the weeklies and you look for that number to start falling, which has not happened yet. But I want to go back to supply for just a minute, guys, and look at monthly new supply. We got all these great charts here, and I want to put on my seasonal chart because people are asking us, are we seeing normal supply? Are we seeing the right amount of supply? Are we seeing less supply? Like, what's going on? And over the last couple of months, you could see that we have booked more supply than what we typically bring on in the 9-year average. You can see it right over here. So if this trend continues, all right, and we'll look at it again when we get to the ticker in just a second, supply might be pressured higher. And dare I say, if contract activity goes from ludicrous speed, which it is now, right? We are in record territory contract wise. If that comes back down to earth to just very active from ludicrously active, we might have inventory start to go up a little bit, John.
Yeah, I totally agree. So it's a great point. For the last couple months, this whole supply talk has been really drowned out by demand talk and the number of contracts signed. So it's interesting to keep an eye on that number because not a lot of people really watch that. When they see contracts breaking through all kinds of barriers, it's just more exciting to watch. But yeah, let's keep an eye on supply. Good idea.
Exactly. And that's what we will do on these weekly reports. Let's go to the market ticker on the UrbanDigs dashboard and let's take a look at that 1 week supply. It looks like it's 549. That is a high number, up 1%. Johnny, show me that chart.
Yeah, 549. I mean, it's creeping up, and this is the highest number we've seen. I guess a little higher in April, but we're over the 500s, and this is pretty much the peak active season. But if this number keeps at this level, we're going to see supply rising at a much faster pace than would normally be anticipated.
Exactly. That's why we're going to keep an eye on it. Let's look at that weekly contract signed, 411. I mean, again, I have to tell people, this is record-breaking numbers. We keep doing this week after week, but we're in record-breaking territory. We're literally off the charts. So, when this number does regress down, we're going to talk about that at some point. That's just going to be a regression from ludicrous to very active. But in the meantime, let's enjoy it while we have it. Johnny, show me that chart.
Yeah, I mean, over 400 contracts signed. It's pretty fantastic. If you're looking at the number of top weeks for contracts signed, 2021 pretty much has you covered. It's been an enormous amount of deal volume in a very, very short window. It's I'm starting to say it's frothy, Noah.
It is. We are in frothy territory. Look, we're unbiased here. We read the numbers, and when the market was, the other way in extremes down, we said the market looks like it's a good buy here, and quite frankly, it looks like there's a sell signal forming right here, which we'll talk about in subsequent weekly reports. But I mean, if you are a seller right now, there is major liquidity, there is major confidence, there's fear of missing out, there's bids, and you need to take advantage of that. Just to look at the 1 month, John, just look, we're bringing in 2,356 listings a month, and that is a lot.
Yeah,
that is a lot. We're putting in 1,600 contracts a month. That is a lot. That is a lot. So that's what I'm trying to say here, people. This 1,600, it'll be, if we could sustain that for a while longer, that'll be quite something. But normal is around 1,100, 1,200 at the peak of an act. So we're well above that level.
Yeah.
Okay, Johnny, let's bring in the extra bonus chart of the day. Will the real days on market please stand up? Slim, Johnny, why don't you explain this chart?
Yeah, thank you, Noah. So basically what we did is we just broke down, all right, if you signed a deal, what month did you sign it in and how many days on market did it have? And we just sort of plotted these out as those blue bars are the days on market. And you can clearly see that dip, the COVID dip, because everything was sort of paused and days on market wasn't counting. But that the problem with that, Noah, is, and as we've talked about before, is it messed up the statistics. So we want to sort of back out and just take a look at where things are really. And yeah, when the market reopened, we started seeing a spike in days on market. But look where it is now. Look where those deals that were signed so far in May, and we're tracking the deals in May. It's like it's only 6 days, right? But at least it's a sample set. And the month before, April, I mean, I think May is what, 65 days. April was 75 days. I mean, these are low numbers. These are indicative of a very, very tight market.
Yeah, and just to be clear what we're looking at here, we're breaking down if you signed a contract in May, if you signed a contract in April, what were the days on market? Just to get an idea of how quickly things are selling. And as you said, the answer is 65 in May, and the answer is around 74 in April, something along those lines. Where were we during the COVID crisis? We were at the 120 level.
Yeah.
All right. This whole fall right here was the industry pausing days on market. That's what that was. So we really never kind of fell. We were in this 120 level, and now we're starting to really fall. So this is another look at what's going on. And if you're the kind of person that says, well, let's just take stuff, like let's just forget about now, right? April and May, the answer is things are flying off the shelves. And days on market is in that 60-day level. So, I mean, if you are a seller and you do not have a bid or a deal signed by day 60, 65, you are now about to pass the threshold of where the market is today, which means ding, 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 you got to lower that price. That's the market signal. Are you listening to the market? Okay. And John, this red line right here, this is unbelievable. We're looking at the last ask of all the contracts signed. Yeah. This is all the data we got. And you're starting to see that this price is rising from the lows in COVID, right? This is just another look at the future pipeline of closings that's going to come in.
Exactly. I mean, listen, it's that red dot is May, so it's probably going to drop a little bit.
Early.
It's still early in May, and so we're probably going to moderate a little bit. But it's the trend is clear. I mean, if you look for where we are in July, right where your pen started going up, I mean that's an upward trend. What I want to point out to you, Noah, is look at the bottom of days on market at the peak of the market, 15, 16. I mean, under 50 days. So compare and contrast that to right now. It's almost as if we've seen 3 years of demand scrunched into 3 months. And
I didn't even think about that. And you know what? If I had to think about where this is going, it's going that direction. I bet you if we do this analysis next month, we're probably going to be at a much lower bar, maybe down here or maybe down here to hit that level. So that's an interesting point, John.
Yeah, it's a very interesting market no matter how you slice it.
Exactly. Well, great stuff, John. Thank you for pulling up all that data. That is John Walkup. I am Noah Rosenblatt. We're both from UrbanDigs. Please do not forget, guys, you got questions, we got answers, we got a forum. We will get back to you. Other than that, have a fantastic weekend, and we'll catch you next time.